The Holiday Affair remake was released in 1996. This is directed by Alan Myerson, and it's written by Sam Blackwell and Errol Watson, based on the story Christmas Gift by John D. Weaver, and of course based on the 1949 film. And we have a cast including Cynthia Gibb, David James Elliott, Curtis Blanck, Tom Irwin, and various others. And I'm not going to compare it to the original film too much. In a way, they both feel as magical as each other, but this one, understandably, feels a lot more contemporary, certainly very contemporary for the 90s. And I'll just say, if you liked the first, you'll love this one. I did watch them back to back, kind of accidentally. I was just going through my list of Christmas films alphabetically, and I didn't realise, there are many Christmas films with similar titles. I didn't realise until I started watching this that it was actually a remake, and I decided to watch it anyway, back to back, and it was a fun experience. So if that's something that interests you, if you watch the first one first, or I guess the remake first, maybe watch the other one as well and see what you think. But in this discussion, I'm not going to be comparing them too much, but generally it's certainly very recognisable. The story is about a mother called Jodie in this film, and she is a widow raising her young son Timmy. And at Christmas time, she has some potential romance. Will she be with somebody by the end of the film, or will she realise that that's not what she wants? I'm not going to say, of course, but I rather enjoyed it, and I thought the story worked really well. And we definitely have a lot of Christmas. It's a very heartwarming, fuzzy, festive film, and visually gorgeous. I thought the narrative was very well handled. The characters are really likeable. Timmy is very sweet here as well. This was the case with the first film, and I will say that's the one aspect that made me hesitant to watch this back to back once I realised it was the remake, because Timmy in the first film is such a joy that I just wasn't ready to see anybody else playing the character. But actually, he is fabulous. He's played by Curtis Blanck, and I think he did a great job of bringing the character to life in his own ways, and he is absolutely adorable as well. Such a really lovely character. With this film, we have really good camera work and lighting. We have some lovely music and a really nice amount of Christmas. We have some lovely Christmas decorations, some lovely snowy scenes. The narrative is very well handled. It's recognisable as the story from the first film, but obviously it's not completely a carbon copy. This one is set in the present day at the time, and obviously I feel like that would have been necessary, remaking it but setting it at the time of the other one might have felt a little bit pointless, and sometimes remakes do feel pointless, but this one I think was worth it. I think it gave us the same great story with some small changes, and it definitely made it feel a little bit more modern. Not that that's a criticism to the first film being not modern, but obviously, again, if they'd had this one set at that time and they hadn't really changed anything, what would be the point? Because the first film is brilliant. But this one feels different enough that I think it's worthwhile. And I'm happy enough that there's a remake with this one. Which is best? I can't decide. The first one is a very heartwarming classic that feels great for escaping present day. The 90s one obviously feels a bit more contemporary, but still feels timeless. I think the story itself is a very timeless narrative. I can't decide. Both are great in their own ways. Both feel lovely. They're both an absolute delight to watch. And whether or not you've seen the first one, I think Holiday Affair 1996 is certainly worth watching. But I also recommend the 1949 one. And this may not be the experience for you. It probably wouldn't have been my choice, but I actually really enjoyed watching them back to back. I thought that was a great experience. So if you want to watch both of them, maybe consider that if it would work for you. I found it to be a really nice time, and I'm happy to recommend both of them. And of course, the 1996 Holiday Affair is a great film that's certainly worth checking out.